Hi everybody, have you ever wished that someday you can be able to speak English fluently? You can be confident in being able to participate in and pass interview in English. You can work in any multinational corporation that you like. You can become an international businessman, negotiating contract with business associates who come from different countries of the world. These are things that, but your English capability may be holding you back. Let me help you. My name is Tien. I'll share with you 7 factors that help me conquer English in 6 months and how to you conquer English in 4 months. Even if your English is 0. Now, I have some questions for you. Do you feel upset or do you feel the lack of confidence when speaking English? Do you spend a lot of time thinking about or translating from Vietnamese to English? Do you spend a lot of time practicing the listening skill, but you still all of what you learn the following 2 or 3 days? Have you feel bored and disappointed after studying many years, but you still feel you cannot understand and speak English? Now I'll share with you my progress for learning English. Before I'll share with you 7 factors that help me conquer English in 6 months. You know, I have been studying English for over 1 year and 6 months, but I'm not able to speak English. I feel very bored and disappointed because I wasted a lot of time and I don't give up on my target. My English learning target is to do basic of affiliate marketing online. I thought I spent all day but still not able to speak English. Many another students cannot listen to and speak English. Many another students cannot speak English too. So I talked with myself. I must study until I'm good at English and looking into many different methods to create my own method that can help you study English in the shortest time. So I decided to leave my hometown to go to Ho Chi Minh City to practice English with the foreigners. On my first day, I got to the park September 23rd in District 1. On December, I feel very upset because everybody there spoke English very good, while I could only 4 sentences, such as "Hello, how are you? What's your name? How old are you?" with a man who come from Belgium. I couldn't hear, even though the sentence was very simple, such as "I have to go." So I had to sigh for him. I don't understand, and asked him to write on my notebook. The next day, I made friends with a student who is good at English. I asked him to give me some questions to talk with the foreigners. He told me 4 sentences, such as, "I'm student, I come here to practice English. Can I talk with you? How long have you been here? Who do you travel with? Can you tell me something about your country?" At that time, I had totally 8 sentences. I thought I dare talk with the foreigner in 4 sentences, no but 8 sentences. So I looked for the foreigner to practice. In the next few days, I applied crazy English method that has 764 available sentences. I choose the sentences that I can talk with the foreigners, and many various methods that I apply, such as a particular English. First step to speak one language. How did I study English of Đỗ Nhật Nam Pride? And how did I study English of Đỗ Nhật Nam Child Prodigy, and so on. This method helped my students very quickly. I have practiced English in the park for going back my hometown in 4 months for my individual reasons. And these are 7 factors that help me conquer English in 6 months. The first factor is motivation. As I have been studying English for over 1 year and 6 months, but still not able to speak English. Many times, give up. However, but I thought about 3 things. Firstly, is my dream. You know, I want to become a famous businessman in the world. And being to do, I must study the knowledge from the most famous businessmen who I look up to: Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, Tony Robbins, Adam Khoo, and so on in the world. And if I give up, my dream will also disappear. My dream will also disappear. Secondly, it's my parents. I wasted my parents a lot of money for more than 1 year and 6 months. I don't want my parents to be proud of me. And if I give up, my neighbor will look down on me and talking about me, exaggerating, because I often told I will be famous businessman in future. So I must prove to finally it's you. I don't want you to waste a lot of time like me, because you know the time is so. If we lose the money, we can earn money again in the future. But we lose the time, we will. But we lose the time, we will never get it back, even though we are so wealthy in the future. So I must study until I'm good at studying English in the shortest time. The second factor is the faith. My friends told me I should look for a job to work. But I believe that everybody can be good at English because everybody can tell their own language. Except people was born deaf and dumb. And I believe that I was studying the wrong method. I will be good at English if I study the right method. I'll be good at English. I'll be good at English if perfect. The third factor is method. In the beginning, I applied crazy English method that has 765 available sentences. I choose the sentences that I can talk with the foreigners. I can talk with them from 10 to 15 minutes by this method. But I use sentence models in English. I feel very happy because I can speak English comfortably. But I lack the vocabulary to express. So I study 1,000 input. So I study 1,000 important vocabularies, and the next is 3,000 important vocabularies in English. At that time, I also like you. I study many new words. After that, I forget majority of it in the next days. Finally, I found out that there were many words that I determined to study which word is to use it immediately. So my work quiz regularly every day. The fourth factor is the environment. I think the main reason for me from being able to speak English more than 1 year and 6 months is the environment. I heard a good boy on YouTube. How will you able to speak English fluently? I thought, that is what is preventing me from speaking English. So I decided to leave my hometown to go to Ho Chi Minh City to practice English. And it's a park, it's an area where I can spend a lot of time to speaking, where I can spend a lot of time practice English with the foreigner. The fifth factor is not being afraid of making mistakes and not being embarrassed. When I went to the park, I didn't know what to talk about with foreign so bad. And if I talk incorrectly, another student will laugh correctly. And if I talk incorrectly, another student will laugh at me. But after that, I thought, if I didn't practice talking, my English will not progress. And if I talk incorrectly a lot, my English will progress quickly in a short time because I dare talk and talk more. So I talked to a man who come from talk with him for about 10 minutes. I communicated with him using body language mostly and asked him to write on my notebook. When he left, I feel so happy I feel so happy because I overcame my fear. Sometimes there were a few students who looked on me and put me down in front of everybody because I could not hear the word Christmas. Can you repeat that word? At that time, I was so embarrassed and poor. But after that, I better than them. Better than them. Thank them very much because they get me so much motivation to study English. The sixth factor is monologue. When I finish practicing English in the park, when driving motorbike to my home, I often talk with myself. I talk again what that I talk with the foreigner in the park, or I imagine different methods, or I imagine many different to talk with myself. For example, I must attempt to study until I'm good at English, or I imagine I'm talking with or I imagine to talk with another student. Sometimes there are new words that I don't know. I must look up the Vietnamese English dictionary. Therefore, I can study many new words. Therefore, I can study many new words. And I often use this technique when I'm free. For example, I'm taking a shower, or I'm waiting for someone. The final factor is friends. When I practice English in the park, I make friends with who also study English like me. Instead of speaking Vietnamese, we try to speak English and send a message in English that help us remember vocabulary longer. And that's a way that makes sure. And that's a way that you make sure that your incentive is always alive to use English. That is 7 factors that help me conquer English in 6 months. And I believe that your English will very quickly if you apply these 7 factors. Why I start method? Now I created my own method that can help you master your English in 4 months. As so you know, there are a lot of people who are good at English. Maybe their pronunciation is better than mine. Their vocabulary is much more than mine. But not everybody can also help you study. But not everybody also help you master your English in 4 months. Because I think maybe they study totally understand the trouble that you make when you study English. I spent all day studying English for more than 1 year and 6 months, and still not able to speak English. So the trouble that you meet, I also met before. Now I deal with that troubles, and being able to speak English comfortably. I'm opening a course that can help you. Master your English in 4 months. After my course, you will get 2,000 important vocabularies and very good structure and grammar in English. Very good structure and grammar in English. You can talk about 70% in life. If you cannot speak comfortably, talk 100% more for you without asking any question. And so to measure the quality, the student quantity is limited. Please call me 0988927675 right now. Thank you for watching my video. See you next time. Bye bye.